How's it going? How is it going out there? Welcome to Mirror Domains, and this is my full spoiler review for Evil Dead Rise. And, well, hey, sorry about that. This is my full spoiler review for Evil Dead Rise. Well, actually, it's more than that. Why the heck is it doing that? You guys, I never even hit live, and you shouldn't be able to see that. I'm curious to see what... Because I didn't hit live until after I put up that. What the heck? Anyway, guys, Saturday, I'm starting to think that we should just move the horror movie news into Friday, and then we can just have the weekend completely off. Because today I was just completely out of gas. Completely. I don't know. Maybe I should do something to cheer myself up a little bit. Maybe I'll just jam. Maybe I'll just jam for a little bit. Try to get myself out of this little funk. Funk. I stream 6 times a week, man, and I put out content. Every now and then I would like some time for myself. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Or maybe warm up the vocal cords. Warm up the vocal cords. Warm up the vocal cords. Oh yes, yes, you know what you see, what you feel like. I know what you know, and you see what you can never see, what you know, and I go up, down to see what. Oh yeah, 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 see, that's loosening up a little bit. That's loosening up, for sure. That's a B. B. That's B major. No? Ooh, oh, wow. Well, hey, that's what happens when you don't warm up. All right, there. Now I think I shook it off, didn't I? Yeah. Just like what Taylor says. Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And indeed, this is the Horror Weekly Roundup show where we talk about all the trending horror movie news headlines of the week. Let's get into it with the Boogeyman trailer that dropped. Yes, the Boogeyman trailer brings Stephen King's novel to the big screen. So we saw the second trailer for this drop this week, and I already did a reaction for it. In fact, I forgot. I needed to clip that out and put it up online. Not that it's going to get a lot of reactions or anything like that, but yeah, I already reacted to it earlier in the week. So actually, I saw it on the big screen too. I saw this trailer. This trailer played in front of Evil Dead Rise this week, and it played very well on the big screen, so I'm looking forward to it. Based on the short story from Stephen King, there is a monster in it for sure. It is a creature feature. It's kind of like the adults don't really believe that there's something there in the shadows. And then, of course, that's what happens. Let's take a look at what some of the comments are saying. I read this short story by Stephen King in his Night Shift book, and it truly terrified me. Most of the setting takes place in a psychiatrist's office, while the children's father narrates the entire story lying on a couch, and his doctor listens and writes notes. Very scary twist at the end too. Hope this film gives it justice. So that's maybe sort of looks like what's happening here. A psychiatrist. Maybe that's what's going on here, right? And he's telling this short story to this guy. Or he's telling the story of the boogeyman. Yeah. This trailer is fantastic. The use of music and humming is literally perfect, especially when you look how it's cut up in editing. Also, not giving that much away for a horror trailer is key. Look at The Barbarian. We need a Boogeyman 2 where John Wick and the Boogeyman come face to face in the Battle of the Ages. Oh, yeah, because, well, that's what they call John Wick, right? Baba Yaga or whatever. John Wick's childhood. Vivian absolutely deserves more roles. Gifted and well-spoken actress. Is that the one who plays the young Princess Leia? Oh my God, my first name is Vivian. At first, I was like, "What the heck? What?" Oh, that's somebody with the handle there. Vivian White. Okay, so yeah. I'm assuming that's what they're talking about, right? Yeah. So the trailer brings it to the big screen. Apparently, the audience screamed so loud. One scare in the new Stephen King movie worked too well. So it's getting some good buzz. Apparently, Rob Savage is the director. And yeah, see what they said here. The first time you see the creature, the audience screams so loud and then immediately talking with their neighbors and chattering that they completely missed the next line. So we had to recut it and build in 45 seconds of padding so that they didn't miss any vital information. So I'm guessing that when the ball rolls underneath the bed, which we saw in the first trailer, maybe that's the first time you see the monster. Or I said, I think those are his fingers over the mouth, but I it was a little too much like the Bane mask. Oh yes, I'm under the bed. Yeah, guys, I'm a horror fan. I am, so I'll give this a fair shake, and that's what I try to do when I go into every movie. I don't go in with some agenda beforehand saying that, oh, I'm going to hate this, I'm going to love this. You've seen it countless times where I've like, I don't want to watch this movie, I don't want to watch it, and then I come out and I'm like, that was not that bad. It just recently happened with Air. I was like, I don't really want to see this movie. Oh, I went in, came out and was like, that's not that bad. That's an okay film. You've also seen me go into a movie where I'm like, yes, I want to see this movie. And then I come out, I'm like, oof. Well, that just recently happened to me too with Evil Dead Rise. Yeah. So the Boogeyman, I'll give a fair shake. There's the new poster. Yeah, that looks creepy. Is that all the Boogeyman headlines that I got? The Boogeyman's monster reveal scene had to be changed due to being too scary. Yeah, we just saw that headline that they had to change that up. But talking about Evil Dead Rise, let's get into that right now. Oh yes, the Evil Dead Rise. Guys, I'm in the minority in this, and that's well, you saw my straight out of the theater reaction to this, where I was like, people hit thumbs down. How dare you? Somebody called me a Judas or something like that. Again, I gotta call it as it is, man. When I'll sit down in the theater, I'll look at the story elements. Does it work as a story structure? And Evil Dead Rise does not. But anyway, let's go over to the tomato meter. 85% by the critics, 83% by the audience. So people are liking it. I am grotesquely in the minority in this one. I said it was a 5.5. And I didn't hate it for the reasons that some of the critics hated it, which was just a little superficial, actually. Just kind of like, ooh, it's bloody for the sake of being bloody. I don't like it kind of stuff. No, that's not why I didn't like it. A disappointingly derivative trauma. They were trying to be traumatic with the family stuff, and they spent a lot of time building up the family dynamic in this. That was one of my problems with it, is that we know the scenario from the trailers. You don't need to spend 45 minutes setting that up. And that's what this film did. And for payoffs that I felt like were kind of like, okay, it's setting up sister on sister. You're going to have to deal with her as a deadite. Do it then, for God. It's like, no, it didn't do it. It was kind of like, I don't know. I guess I went to see a different movie than everybody else, because people are coming out of this saying that it was the best horror movie of the year. Guys, I'm as I said just a few minutes ago, I'm you've seen me go into movies where I'm like, I don't want to see it, and then I come out and I'm like, okay, yeah. You see me like this movie, Evil Dead Rise, was one of my most anticipated because I am a big Evil Dead fan, and then I just like come out of it and I'm like, anyway, okay, let's get into some spoilers. So this is a different Necronomicon. We know that from like Army of Darkness, there was like multiple Necronomicons, right? What I didn't like about this movie is that you spend a fraction of a second trying to think about it logistically, and the movie falls apart. Okay, the Deadites want out to do what? Kill people? Okay, she's out. She's consumed somebody. She's possessed somebody. The thing about the forest was that they were isolated, that they were not exposed to other people, so the Deadites couldn't, just possess a whole bunch of people and just do what they were going to do, take over the world, I would imagine. But here in this movie, Evil Dead Rise, we're in a complex, we're in a condominium. Yeah, it was slated for demolition, but you're telling me that no one else in that building, because they get isolated to one floor, but no one else in that building had issues with the stairs going out, with the elevator being on the fritz in an electrical storm. You're saying nobody else stepped outside their doors to go, oh my God, what's going on here? Let's get in some help. Let's go out for the fire station to come or whatever, right? No one else did that. And then, as I said, if she got possessed, okay, fine. What's her goal? Just to kill the family that brought her out? Okay. Then what? You're going to take over the world? Hey, you're out. You don't need to get into their apartment just to kill them. You're out. Go out and possess other people. Go, like, the movie just doesn't address that. And I don't understand how big horror fans can just forgive that. And for the people out there that said the Pope's Exorcist was a little too Hollywoodized, the music used in this was just like, we're looking down a dark hallway. Bam! It's like, you see it coming a mile away, man. And for me, I just now it's starting to get a little bit heated again. Evil Dead Rise. It's a huge letdown for me, and maybe it's because I had higher expectations due to the director. The director, Lee Cronin, he did a movie called Hole in the Ground, which is much more of a psychological thriller, and I really liked that movie because it was a slower paced drama about a mother and her son. Was she crazy or isn't she crazy? Did the kid become possessed by something? And so I was like really looking forward to his adaptation or like his take on the Evil Dead series. And I said it in my normal review, and I'll say it again. If you are a horror fan that looks at movies and sees like the characters are being really stupid here, no, that wouldn't do that. You just killed your sister, or are you really gonna go? If that gets under your skin, then for God's sakes, that should get under your skin. That should make you go, wow, that's not a quality made film. But that's what we have here with Evil Dead Rise. People forgiving it, people looking the other way for some reason. I'm not seeing what they're seeing when they're like, oh yeah, she's scary. Yeah, the makeup was okay, but it's just kind of like, if your mission is just to kill things, why bother trying to get inside this one place when you've got the door open to the rest of the city that you could go out and do. Like, that's what I thought this threat was going to be about. And this was just more about them volunteering, like the Deadite being like, they wanted to be stuck in the thing for some reason. It's like, no, you got access to a whole bunch of more souls across the city, and you're stuck on, fascinated with this one family that is just. But James, that's what it's supposed to be. They're Deadites. They're not supposed to be that smart. Well, yeah. Oh, it's my mother calling for me. I'm going to open the door. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Why are you forgiving tropes like that? No. We've seen it 1,000 times. If it were any other movie than Evil Dead Rise, you'd be like, no, that's a horror trope that I don't want to put up with at all. But you're going to forgive it for this? You're going to forgive it for this? Guys, like, seriously, it's like, this is me standing on the ground of sanity, and you're on the train of like madness. It's going, and I'm just watching you go by, going, hey, wait a minute here, hold on, yeah, 83%. Seriously. Anyway, I think I've made my position fairly clear on Evil Dead Rise. This is a movie that you can't really spoil. Like, what are you going to spoil? From the trailers, we saw that the mother gets possessed. She tries to kill her family. What do you think happens? She gets beat and defeated at the end. What else is there to spoil? And as I said, this movie doesn't have the gore in it. Like, there's lots of blood. People get killed in gruesome ways. But it doesn't have that visceral kind of like, ugh, like when she's like in the 2013 where she's cutting her tongue, right? It doesn't have anything like that. You think that cheese grater scene was going to be that, but it's just there, and it's kind of like, okay, it's happening. It's going to be really gross, right? And it's just kind of like, oh. Mm. And that's what I felt about Evil Dead Rise. There's just like, mm. Ah. And I know I'm in the grotesque minority on this. But as I said, I can come on and I can BS you guys and say, oh, yeah, it's lovely. But I have to make sure that, I keep somewhat of my integrity and just, be honest with you guys. Evil Dead Rise will stand apart from its predecessors, and that's okay. It doesn't have the humor like Evil Dead 2 or anything like that, but that's fine because the remake didn't have that kind of humor. But it's just, I was just dumbfounded towards the end, and I was just kind of like, I'm not enjoying this. It's got a good premise, but it's kind of like, it wasn't in lack of execution of the directing, but more or less in the script writing, I would say, the writing. Like, maybe there were scenes that explained why the Deadites didn't want to leave the building and just go on a wreak havoc across the city. Maybe I was missing something. Somebody told me that you don't need to watch the other Evil Dead movies to understand what's going on in this movie. Well, if you didn't watch the other ones and this was your first exposure to it, I ask you this. Can you tell me the rules of the Deadites? Tell me the rules. What's going on with the Book of the Dead? Do you know what's going on with that? Based just on this movie alone? Is it well that constructed? Can this movie stand up to that scrutiny? And I don't think it can. So I think you almost need, yes, you do need to watch the other ones to have perhaps that appreciation of the Deadites, so that because you understand what's going on in the background with things, that when you watch this, that you could be one of those people that come out and say, that's an 8.5 out of 10. That's one of the best horror movies of the year. I'll be honest with you guys, and I know this will be controversial, but I think I kind of enjoyed The Pope's Exorcist better than this. Obviously I did, because I ranked it higher. And out of the two, I would tell you to go see Pope's Exorcist over this one. Because story-wise, structurally, looking at it as like a story arc, a story circle arc, Evil Dead Rise doesn't compute. And you'll be like, James, what doesn't compute? She's the sister that goes to stay with her other sister. She's out on her luck. She's pregnant, and she didn't know that her sister's getting divorced and has to move out with her 3 kids, and they're trying to make amends, but she gets possessed, and then there should be some big emotional payoffs for that. There should be. What's the resolution to that? That yeah, I'll look after your kids, but there's nothing in there that made me say that she felt complete by killing her at the end. Like, I guess she was infected, so she should have felt bad for killing her, but she must have also felt like a release of, okay, I'm freeing you from being possessed by this demon. We hope. They said that, like, if the demon's got possession of your body and soul, killing the body won't do anything if the soul is still in hell, which she said that she was. So it's kind of like, yeah, when you start to think about it, guys, it really unravels, and that's what I think about Evil Dead Rise. I gave it a 5.5 out of 10, and I stand by that. I do 5.5. I also put it to you guys like this: what's, like, you know how Evil Dead, like, between Evil Dead 2 and stuff like that, there's like, you got to check it out because of Bruce Campbell's performance in it and stuff like that. You got to check it out because it was a lower budget film, and it was kind of like, yeah, it's got these really creepy ideas in it and stuff like that. You got to check out the first Evil Dead. It's iconic in that aspect, right? And even the 2013, yeah, it goes off the rails like crazy, and it's kind of like, you got to check that out, what Fede Alvarez was doing with that. This one, I'm kind of like, what do you have to check out about this one? It's got a really nice opening title sequence. But other than that, I'm kind of like, scary? No. You just didn't feel terrified by them. It's kind of like, I don't understand what you're doing. I don't understand why you're. Yeah. Anyway, I've ragged on to it. I've ragged on too long about and probably earned a lot of thumbs down. But if you guys just, I guess there's a shine to this movie. Yeah, the shine to this movie. This is like Star Wars Force Awakens for some horror fans, where it's just kind of like, but you're not stopping to come down from that shine and go, wait a minute. Hold on here. Yeah, you're not doing that. That's what I say. Hey, if you enjoyed it, have at it, Hoss. It's not for me. All right, let's. But we're gonna get more of that stuff. Yeah, Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi have sat down to write a Bible about this that will contain plans for the future of the horror franchise. A new project every 2 or 3 years. A new project. So while this one took place in a condominium with a different Necronomicon, there's more than one Necronomicon, obviously. So this could take place in anywhere, any time period. So I think, based on what Rotten Tomatoes is saying and people coming out saying that they loved it, well, yeah, you're going to get more. Don't worry about that. What's next? James McAvoy, Blumhouse reteamed for horror thriller Speak No Evil. Yeah, we talked about this during the week too. When did this come out? April 17th, so it was earlier in the week. So if you didn't see the original, what was this? A Swedish film? Yeah, or sorry, Danish. A Danish family visits a Danish family visits a Dutch family they met on a holiday. What was supposed to be an idyllic weekend slowly starts unraveling as the Danes try to stay polite in the face of unpleasantness. Or basically, they meet this one other guy in their family or something like that, and he tortures them to death in front of their eyes. So that's pretty much what happens in that. James McAvoy is going to be in the Americanized version of this. Yeah, so people getting tortured to death, I'm kind of like, I missed this one, so it's kind of like Danish. McAvoy. Subject matter. Yeah. If you like movies, like I was told that if you, it's like a gut punch towards the end. So it's kind of like The Mist. Get that guy off my screen. I'm a little punchy now. Look at that. That's that guy who was accused of from Beef. That was accused of some inappropriateness. Yeah. James McAvoy. What else came up this week? Maxine. Oh yeah. Mia Goth describes sequel as superhero movie. Superhero movie. Seriously, Maxine is a superhero movie? That's it's the third movie in the X and Pearl series from Ty West. Follows Maxine, who was the only survivor of the bloody incidents of X. Pearl was a prequel, like 50 years or 60 years before X, right? And as she continues her journey towards fame to be an actress in the 1980s Los Angeles, as Giancarlo Esposito, Moff Gideon, Michelle Monaghan, Elizabeth Debicki, Kevin Bacon, Lily Collins, Halsey. Halsey's going to be in this. So if you want to see what Halsey can do as an actress, well, we know that she can sing, right? Halsey, has she acted before? What? Oh, and her music videos. I wish IMDb would take their music videos out of this stuff because that's not. I want like separated from like actual dramatic acting as opposed to acting in a music video. But James, that's acting. It should qualify. Really on an IMDb page, should it? There should be a separation. That's what I say. Maybe it's just because I'm a little bit salty from. Oh, there's Billie Eilish. Cool. I'm a little bit salty and riled up from my. Ooh, look at that outfit. Halsey is going to be an X. I might have to check this out after all. God, that sounds creepy. But it's going to be a superhero movie, according to Mia Goth. Maxine as a character has come a long way. She's a survivor. She's gone through a lot, Goth explained. When we meet her again in this new world she's in, she's really fought for everything that she has, and she's not about to give that up. She's going to fight for what she has. She's a badass. There's a strength to her, and she's really proactive, determined, and focused woman. She goes after what she wants. She's not really going to take no for an answer. Well, yeah, she's not going to take no for an answer because she's going to be the ultimate conclusion of what Pearl wanted to be, a star, right? That's what's going to happen to her. And we'll have to see how that plays out when she's told no. Maybe she will become, it'll come full circle where Maxine will become the killer, even though, she was the hero of the first movie or the only survivor. That's what I forecast will happen. What the heck is this Ringer Burger from A&W? I usually don't click on ads, but the Ringer Burger. Oh, it's just a burger with some onion rings on it. Oh man, that looks good, doesn't it? Wow. A little maybe, is that some barbecue sauce on there? I might have to check that out. You know what? I could go out after this and maybe try it. Nah. Oh God, I would love it. I would love it. A&W, it's good burgers, man. Sorry, I don't mean to be a plug there for A&W, but sometimes I get distracted. Insidious, The Red Door had a trailer out this week too. I did a trailer reaction for that. That's up on the channel right now. I don't know if I want to recap that. We went into that rather extensively. So, yeah. What's next? Ouija Shark 2 surfaces this summer. Ouija Shark. Yeah, we talked about this one too. I guess there's an official trailer for it. I don't know if should we, guys. It's extremely low budget, like Birdemic quality, where it's like, yeah. You see how hokey that is. Ouija Shark. Like, yeah. Do we need to watch that trailer? Ouija Shark. Um, yeah, it's capitalizing on what do they call that? Exploitation. The exploitation of low budget films. Looks like he's going to take on an alligator. Really questionable visual effects. The models in it are kind of like meh. But if you had fun with the first one, then you might have fun with this one. Ouija Shark 2. What's next? Okay, we already talked about that one. We talked about that one too. Is that it? Yeah, sorry guys. I didn't really have that much to do this week. Evil Dead Rise. Insidious Red Door. Zombie Island 2. Bruce Campbell joins Peacock's upcoming Satanic Panic series Hysteria. Good to see Bruce Campbell working. He is a good actor for sure. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the game, will be available day one. Cube. Oh, Birdemic. We were just talking about Birdemic. Ash versus Everyone. Why Ash Williams was the perfect conduit for a horror crossover universe. Yeah, there were supposed to be like Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. That never came into fruition. But, I still like the Freddy versus Jason movie quite a bit, actually. It's one of my favorite iterations of Freddy. Because they got the character right, Yeah. The new poster for Evil Dead Rise looks like retro VHS box art. There's a new poster for it. I do like that poster. Again, hey, you're out in the city. That should be the big threat. It's kind of like letting the Thing monster out in the city. You just unleash this madness, but no, you're staying contained to it. Yeah, okay, I talked about it too long. Yeah, I've talked about it. I've talked about it. So we're not going to talk about it. What the hey? I think that's it for me today, guys. Maybe I'll go out and see Beau is Afraid this afternoon. And I know I'm missing stuff. Salem Horror Fest. Charlie X CX to make feature debut in Faces of Death. She's a musician, right? Charlie XCX. Let me see if I can pull up a music video for that. Coachella. Good Ones. Let's take a look at what this music video is about. I'm not going to listen to it, obviously, guys. Oh, great. It's just a commercial. I need to maybe think about paying for YouTube Premium because I'm getting tired of all these ads. Let's use this one. I've never listened to an ounce of the music, so have you guys? She's going to be in Faces of Death. Yeah. I'll have to listen to her music. Good Ones. Dancing at a Funeral in Lingerie. Always a class act. I don't know. I don't. Oh my God. See, now that's the sound of defeat for me. I'm sorry. I'm sure that this has something relevant to what the song is about, right? Dancing bare ass over somebody's grave, bending over. Jeez. Charlie XCX, people. A cup of coffee. A cup of coffee. Oh, yeah. Freak out, man. Did you guys see that one, too? That one was hilarious, too. Macho Man Savage. Cup of coffee. Yeah. That showed up on my TikTok yesterday. I was like, what the heck is this? Cup of coffee. Yeah. I don't know what the heck Charlie XCX says. She's got 2.8 million followers, so got a big fan base. She's going to make her acting debut in Faces of Death. Maybe she's happy that the person who died in there is dead. Okay, that's it. I'm sorry. It's a shorter show today. Enjoy your weekend. You're watching Mirror Domains.